We began our adventure with Grams by taking her to the Otavalo textile market, located about 2 hours north of Quito. After exploring the market, we had a delicious lunch, and Grams fell in love with Ecuador's potato soup. We stayed at Hacienda Cuisine, which was an old sheep ranch and monastery that has been converted into a hotel. The gardens are spectacular.
Alright guys, this is a video today. We're in a lodge here in Otavalo, and here we're in a tower. How would you get up there in that tower? Like, there's no ladder, there's nothing behind there. There's just a plain shelf back there. But look at this. How suspicious would this be? Look. Right here, we have this shelf, which now we know that there's a ladder back here to get up. How secret is that? And now I just found how to get through. There's this pin, a pin right here. You pull it, and this will come out, and then you can just probably slide it down or something. And then you can access up. So that's pretty sneaky, right? Underwater! Yeah! There. What's your name? You're the light. Oh, those are just vents.
The next day, we went to Parque Condor, where we saw birds of prey and the Andean condor, which is considered the largest bird of prey in the world. We also attended a bird show at the park, where we got to see some of these birds in action. That afternoon, we went to Ibarra, known as the White City for its beautiful Spanish architecture, and its famous ice cream made out of a copper bowl sitting atop ice.
Sombras, que la que tú los cafetales vuelven a sentir el son tristón de la vieja molienda que en el letargo de la noche parece decir, toda la tarde languidece, renace en las sombras, y en la quietud los cafetales vuelven a sentir el sol.
On our way home, we drove through Zuleta, known for its milk and dairy production. Back in Quito, we went on a historic tour of the city. Quito was one of the first cities named a UNESCO Heritage Site. Here we are at the Basilica.
Ecuador mata. Sabor.
Next, we sampled fruits and vegetables from Ecuador at the market. Next on the tour, we went to this beautiful church featuring Spanish Baroque architectural style. We finished our tour with lunch at the Vista Hermosa restaurant. Beautiful views of the Basilica, the Panecillo, and the city of Quito. Another day, we went to the Museo Intiñan, located on the Equator line. There we learned about chocolate production, the Ecuadorian rainforest, and we also saw some beautiful Ecuadorian textiles. Here's Grams on the Equator. Then we began our adventure to Machu Picchu. We started in Quito, Ecuador, flew to Lima, Peru, changed planes, and flew to Cusco. We spent one night overnight in Cusco, and in the afternoon the next day we took a 2-hour car ride to Ollantaytambo. Where we got a train that took us to Machu Picchu town. We stayed overnight in Machu Picchu town and then got up early the next morning on a bus that took us on a 30-minute ride to Machu Picchu. While Grams rested in the Airbnb in Cusco, I went on an early morning tour to Chinchero, where I saw some Spanish, Incan, and pre-Incan architecture. Here are the Incan steps. They were masters, utilizing the steps to produce different microclimates and grew specific crops on each level. The large flat area was their market where they exchanged materials from the other villages in the mountains. Here's a traditional clay and straw home. This snack is choclo con queso, or sweet corn with salty cheese. Next, I went to a textile cooperative, where I learned about how the ancient Andean people use natural plants to dye the alpaca wool and produce these beautiful colors. After that, we went to Salineras de Maras, a salt mine. The water for the salt comes from this spring. Trapped salt water, millions of years ago, springs out beneath the tectonic plates. After the tour, we went back to Cusco and picked up Grams before heading to Ollantaytambo. We saw glaciers and the beautiful Andes Mountains. Here's the train we took to Machu Picchu town that evening. We arrived in the rain. We stayed overnight here in Hotel Casa de Luz. The next morning, we took this 30-minute bus to Machu Picchu. Yay, we made it! Machu Picchu! In order to visit Machu Picchu, you must book your tickets in advance and choose the circuit that you would like to take. Circuit 1 provides a beautiful panoramic view overlooking Machu Picchu, but does require climbing lots of steps to get there. I also booked Circuit 3, which takes you through the ruins on the lower levels. On Circuit 3, we got to see the different steps, the King's Palace, and the Sun Temple. And here's our amazing tour guide. The early morning bus was worth it, as this was the line later that day. After Machu Picchu, we had trout for lunch and coffee and desserts afterward. Then we began our tour back home. First the train ride, then the car, and finally a plane. Here we are leaving Cusco. We also stayed one night in Lima to break up the travel. Here we are landing in Lima. What a trip. Thank you, Graham, so much for coming to visit us in Ecuador, and I feel so honored to be able to help you accomplish your dream of visiting Machu Picchu.